If he is in the center of your opponent's army for like 2 or 3 turns, they're taking like 15 to 20 mortal wounds. Yeah. Mortarion, what does he do? Well, his stat line is the same as before. Move 10, toughness 12, 2 up, 4 up, 16 wounds, leadership 5. That is new. Leadership 5 is new.
Okay.
And then OC 6, solid stat line.
Yeah.
He is still deadly demise D6, very funny when you auto explode. 5 violent pain and deep strike. He changed quite a bit aside from that.
So all of his guns now went from range 18 and 12 to range 24.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
Oh, I missed that.
Yep. And the lantern's actually strength 10 now instead of 9.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Lantern, way better.
I know, right?
Yeah. Melee, silence is now devastating wounds and lethal hits on his strike. He has 5 attacks hitting on 2s at strength 14, AP 3, damage D6 plus 1. And then his sweep gained sustained hits 1. So he's 15 attacks hitting on 2s at strength 8, AP 2, drumroll please, damage 2.
Crazy. That's
He
insane.
slaps.
Oh my gosh.
He hits so hard.
Especially -1 armor and you're effectively 15 attacks at 832 with sustained lethal.
He slams in combat now. You're going to be sweeping with this guy most of the time.
Oh, yeah.
He has 2 abilities. The first one is Host of Plagues. So at the end of your movement phase, you roll 1d6 for each enemy unit within 6 inches of him, adding 1 if they're afflicted. On a 3+, or actually a 2+, they take G3 mortal wounds. It's not crazy. But if he is in the center of your opponent's army for like 2 or 3 turns, they're taking like 15 to 20 mortal wounds.
Yeah, he is Mortarion. He is still the same durability we have here in the index detachment. He still has -1 damage.
Yeah.
So you're just fine. You're going to tank a lot of this damage, and he's not going to die.
You're just like in the center of your opponents, and you're like, you get D3 mortal wounds, and you get D3 mortal wounds, you get D3 mortal wounds. Everyone gets D3 mortal wounds. His other ability, his Primarch ability, is different than all the other Primarch. Lord of the Death Guard. So these, and very important to note, are not aura abilities.
Correct.
Once per turn,
Yep.
yours and your opponents, you get to use one of these abilities, and you get to use them once. The first one is a reactive move on any Death Guard unit of flat 5 inches. So if your opponent ends a normal advance or fallback within 9 inches of your Death Shroud, move 5. If your opponent moves next, Fire Dragon's next to Mortarion, they're not melt range anymore. It's all target a unit within 6. Yeah. The next one is basically pick a Death Guard unit, fight on death on a 2+.
Good.
Super good. Someone charges your very scary Death Shroud and you're like, you're dead too.
Yeah.
And then the last one is Inflamed Reprisal. Your opponent's shooting phase, you pick a Death Guard unit within 6 inches that has been shot. And then after your opponent has resolved their shots, you shoot back at that thing. He is exactly what I wanted them to do.
Yeah.
Which is, he is probably going to be like 100 points more expensive.
Yep.
And he is wildly better.
Oh, he actually does something.
He actually does something.